Well, my rice, I didn't add enough water, so it was undercooked, so I had to add it to the curry. But it will be delicious regardless. Some eggplant. Some veggie fettuccine with the setting sun. Hello friends, family, total strangers. Today's video is about my new rig. This is Rabbits. Rabbits is a Kia Sedona 2006 minivan. Yeah. I went the minivan route. This is a no-build setup, so I didn't build anything for this. It's just all stuff that I put in here. And I might do a build eventually, but I might just run with this because it's kind of working so far. I've still got some things to refine. I still need to get some mesh screen, which I'm going to tuck into the edges of the mold around the windows, so I can have the windows open without having flies in here or mosquitoes in the summertime. But yeah, so far so good. So if you're wondering about the name, my last van was Squirrels, and Squirrels got that name because somebody asked me if it was a 6-cylinder, and I said no, it just has 4 squirrels running really fast on wheels. That's where Squirrels came from. And Rabbits is so named because Rabbits does have a V6. So Rabbits has a little more pep, a little more speed. So yeah, that part's been great, having the extra power. You know, it's all pluses and minuses, all trade-offs. There's good things and bad things about the minivan compared to the Ford Transit Connect. But yeah, I think before we go any further, let's do a little tour of my setup. Okay, walking into the side of the van. I bought a little rug here. Got a cooler full of food items. There's no ice in there, so it's just to kind of store my food and keep it away from any rodents. This is my cookware mostly. My bed is a cot from Walmart, and then I did also get a extra pad to go on top of it, a little trifold pad, and then I have various things stored under there. These are blackout curtains on the back here, and I attached them with these little clips, these little binder clips that you can get at Walmart at the stationery section. And then I use these for the 2 back side windows. So my back windows here have these little things that go out. So that's great. I can get some airflow. Once I get the screens put in, which I'm going to stuff into the molding around here, the mesh screening. And then the other windows up there do roll down as well, the back windows, so I can get some good airflow here in the summer. I also cut out some Reflectix for the front sides and for the back window, and I'll probably end up doing one for the front window as well. Coming to the back of the van, I've got my little day pack, my hats. This is my camp stove. I've got my clothes drawers here. This is where I'm storing my guitar, my camp chairs, and my camp table. In the front seat here, I do have my water storage. I decided to go with gallon jugs this time around rather than a big jug, just because it's easier to lift with my back. So little concessions to getting old. I also have a little welcome mat now that I can put out in front of the door. So this is really annoying, and I haven't figured out how to deal with it yet. The lights are on when my side door is open, no matter what buttons I press. So I'm gonna have to figure out how to get in there and rip those lights out, I guess. Annoying. This is my new camp stove, which I've never used one of these before, but I like how small a profile it is, and you don't have one of those bottles hanging off the side or hanging off the bottom. However, it uses these little butane fuel canisters, and it goes through them pretty fast. So we'll see if it's a good long-term solution or not. I would say the jury is still out, but I do like the profile of it. A couple other things. This is my garbage and recycling bucket, which goes under the bed. And then this camp table. This is the first time I've ever had a camp table, so it folds up. And yeah, I like it so far. So I've been doing all my cooking outside of the van. I'm trying to avoid having any mice problems in the future. This thing does seal up tighter than the old Transit Connect did. So we'll see how the mice issues go, but I'm trying to do all my cooking outside of the van. I have boiled water for coffee inside, or boiled water for instant noodles, but that's just about it. All of my real cooking I've been doing outside the van. So yeah, that's the van tour. Rabbits, so far so good. There are some things I like about the minivan compared to the Transit Connect, and some things I don't. So let's get into those. Before I do that, I should just say where I am. I'm outside of Phoenix. Not too far from I-10. I can see it from here. This is Saddle Mountain. Cool little area. I am currently working in Phoenix, so I'm on my weekend. I have a job. It's not at Amazon, but it is similar in nature. Not awesome, but it actually pays better than Amazon did. And yeah, it's money, which I need. So yeah, let's get to it. Minivan. Let's start with the things most important to me. Gas mileage. It's worse. It's definitely not as good as the Transit Connect. The Transit Connect got about, after I threw a spark plug, ever after that, I think I was running on only 3 cylinders before that, actually. But ever after that, my gas mileage went down in the Transit Connect, so I was getting about 25, 26 miles to the gallon. With this, so far, I've only tracked it once, but I got 21 miles to the gallon. So that is a significant drop-off, but it's still in a reasonable range to me. Anything over 20 is okay with me. So yeah, so far so good on the gas mileage. The next thing to mention is power. Squirrels, no, like that thing barely had enough power to move itself. Like it definitely, like when you stepped on the gas, it didn't go any faster. It just made a really loud, annoying noise. High pitch. Yeah, didn't go any faster. This thing's got some pickup. This van can, it goes when you put on the gas, which is nice. It's a nice change. And that also brings me to towing abilities. The Transit Connect couldn't tow anything. Like I said, it barely had enough power to move the van itself with a mild build in it. I could conceivably tow a trailer with this minivan. So I could get like a, you don't have to be a small trailer. I think this thing's rated to 3,500 pounds for towing capacity, as long as the trailer has brakes. So that is something to think about in the future. Like I can add a trailer, and then when this van dies, I can just get another minivan with the same towing capacity. So yeah, that's a future option. I should mention clearance. The Transit Connect actually had a little more clearance and a closer wheelbase, so I could go next to anywhere in that thing. Although I have been able to get into all the same campsites with the Kia Sedona. The Kia Sedona does have the highest clearance of any minivan, so it's been fine. Yeah, it's worked out pretty well with the clearance. Differences in the size of the space. So the Transit Connect was taller. The minivan is longer. So I have more room in the back. I've got about 2 feet of extra space. It's about 8 feet long. They're both about the same width, 8 feet long, as opposed to 6 feet long in the Transit Connect. But I've dropped a solid foot of height compared to the Transit Connect. And that means I don't have any storage over the driver's seat like I used to have. Yeah, so there are some differences, some ups and downs. But one of the cool things about having that extra 2 feet of space is I can have a fridge in here and not have to worry about having my bed above it, because my old van, I had to have my bed up because I wanted to be able to convert it to a double bed. At this point, I've kind of given up on that idea. I don't need to have a double bed in here. I've got a tent if I have somebody with me. So yeah, I don't need a double bed. So moral of the story, I couldn't sit up in my old van in bed, and I also can't sit up on the cot in here. However, I do have the van seat. Having that van seat is awesome. I have a place to hang out. I've hung out here when it's raining, and it's much better. It's much better having that that space to hang in. So yeah, not perfect, but I do really enjoy the minivan so far. It's worked well. What I also like about this setup is that my next van, I can just move all this stuff right into. And everything that I put in here is going to be modular, that I can just take it right out and put it in the next rig. And yeah, so let's talk about other advantages of a minivan is compared to a Ford Transit Connect or any cargo van really, is the price. Minivans are cheap. They're cheap. They are not, used minivans are so much less expensive than cargo vans. To get a Ford Transit Connect, even like a 2010, it would have been like $9,000 to get one. And it would have like 200,000 miles on it. And that transmission could go at any point, pretty much, when you get to a Transit Connect like that. So yeah, this one has 172,000 on it. And it was 3,500. So that is much better. So I got, I think I got, I'm trying to remember now, 3,300 for my van, for my other one, for the insurance settlement. So it came out close to, yeah, it was just $200 more than my settlement for the accident. So yeah, minivan, cheap. I was looking at cargo vans and they were all just outrageous, like really expensive. Like it would be like the cheapest I could find was like $5,000, and it would have like 280,000 miles on it or something. And it's like, at that point, why do you need a cargo van? You might as well just go minivan. And yeah, they're cheap. There's a couple of varieties that are very reliable, last high miles. Kia Sedona has a good reputation. Can last, 250,000 miles. So I have, yeah, I like it so far. Jury's still out. We've got some things. I did like the simplicity of having a cargo van where I just pull into a spot, especially for stealth camping, and I'm done. Here I have to like put down my window shades because I have to keep them up while I'm driving so I can see. So put down my window shades, put in my Reflectix in the back, put in my Reflectix in the side, all that stuff that I have to do, which with the Transit Connect, I could just pull into a spot, open the side door, go in the back, and I'm done. I wouldn't even have to put up the front shade if I wanted because, it had the curtain hanging. So yeah, I mean, it's a give and take, but for me, like, the price makes it a no-brainer. Yeah, minivans are cheap. And that towing capacity is a fun thing. Like, I also considered the idea of getting a truck and a trailer, or a truck and a cab over, or something like that. But trucks are also really expensive. So the fact that you can get a vehicle capable of towing a small trailer, for $3,500, that's pretty good. I'll take it. I did forget to mention my power system. So right now, my power system involves two of these little battery banks and this little fold-out 30-watt solar panel, which I wouldn't call useless, but it takes a while to charge one of those banks with this stupid little thing. So I should have just bought like at least a 100-watt panel, whatever. I might just need new cords. Maybe it's a cord issue, so I'll get some new cords. So I am going to have a refrigerator and a battery system in here. I don't quite have the money for those right now, so I'm waiting a paycheck or two to be able to buy those. But I do plan to have a power station and a solar panel to charge it, and a refrigerator. But right now I'm just making do without a fridge, and it's not a big deal. I just work around it, mostly cook vegetables. Certain things, I'm a little more lax about refrigeration than I used to be just from hiking the AT. I've learned, like, cheese has a good 3 or 4 day shelf life. And various things do, all the cured meats. Salami is fine for a few days unrefrigerated. Vegetables, for the most part, are fine for a few days unrefrigerated. So, once it gets really hot, that becomes more of an issue. But right now, highs are in the 60s, 70s, 50s even. So yeah, I'm not worried about it. But I do want a refrigerator moving forward. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much all I have to say. So I know it's been a while since I put out a video, so I'll try to get some more out. I've got the last voyage of squirrels still to edit, road trip I did after I left Mount Rainier. I've still got a bunch of Mount Rainier footage. I don't know if I'm even going to edit that out, or if I'm even going to put that out or not. We'll see. But yeah, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.